Hi, I'm Rosie.
Yay, I'm back on YouTube.
Welcome to my channel where I look into what's going on intuitively in the world, from the political to the personal.
You can book personal readings on my website, rosieinsights.com.
Hello, everybody, welcome. Rosie and Korean psych investigator.
Hello.
Hello, guys. Okay, so today's Sunday, December 8th, and we're covering a few topics today. Today, we're going to start with uh, what happened. So yesterday, there was news that there had been this explosion in a building in The Hague. So let me share here and then go. So some of you may know that I was in The Hague in October. So I wouldn't say that I know that city. It's a relatively small town, but I don't know it super well. That um I just knew that this is not I was sort of in a central area where they have a lot of the government buildings, and it's more historical, and this wasn't. Okay, the neighborhood where this happened, it to me it's probably like a suburb. Like there were parks around, apartment buildings. It seems very residential, not where uh government buildings were. But uh you may or may not know this, that in The Hague, it's not just that they have the International Criminal Court, it's that it's the center of the Dutch government. So wait, I think,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think so.
Mm-hmm.
That's where a lot of the buildings are. A lot of I remember walking by the Department of Justice. So immediately when I saw this, immediately I thought of something that had happened in New York, in I guess my neighborhood back in the 60s, where a rebel, well, I guess some call it terrorist, some others have a different idea, but it's the Weather Underground. So there was an explosion in a townhouse, and it turns out that they were making a bomb, and it went wrong, and it exploded. So that is exactly what I thought. And also, I watched a lot of documentaries about the IRA, the Irish Republican Army, and they talked about it too, how hard it is when you're making bombs, how often people would have accidents. And so, because like the slide, even
Mm-hmm.
a piece of fabric could touch it and something could explode. And so when people are not experienced, or whatever small mistake, it's huge. So things can
Mm-hmm.
explode very, it's very what is the word? Like it changes quickly. So changes in temperature, changes in humidity, it's just very volatile, the materials. So
Mm-hmm.
when I saw that, immediately I picked up on, it was it wasn't intended to explode inside the building. It was going to be taken somewhere else. And the other thing I got, because the news, so if you read the news, the Dutch police, let's just see here. The Dutch police then was looking for a car that sped away. Okay, so I don't know. A car came. The cause of explosions is not yet clear, but Dutch police said a car drove away at very high speed shortly after and have appealed for witnesses. So, and this is okay, right, if I just say it like what
Yep.
I, right? So as I was, as a, okay, I'll share, go back to the Canva thing. Okay. So when I read that part, what I got to was that they said, I think they were getting ready to transport this thing, and the guy was like, I'm just gonna park my car closer or something like that. And then as he was moving his car, he sees the explosion happen. He knew exactly what was happening. He sped away quickly
Mm-hmm.
because, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's just my sense, okay, about this, that it was like people that were making bombs and they made a mistake and they exploded a flat. So because it was the entire building, like it's not a gas explosion, it's something bigger.
Mm-hmm.
You also, right, like, go ahead, you say, if right, go ahead.
Yes, I picked up it. We had to do with the transportation issue as well.
Hmm.
And you picked up all the little details. I picked up the bigger picture of it being something with the being transported, or it couldn't be, or it was, or it was within the transportation that it
Mhm.
exploded.
Yeah, and I'm getting here as you're saying this, Karina, I do see something where, okay, this is somebody sound bizarre, but I guess that's the first I know you have to just say it. That there's an elevator that is like the elevator in this building. There was probably like an elevator that was when you move things. And I see that they were moving it in some, I know it sounds so, okay, but I just have to just say what they're saying. They were moving it inside a sofa. You know how sofas nowadays you can get, usually they have a compartment and
Mm-hmm.
there's it's either there's little drawers or there's a thing where you can put the thing inside.
Mm-hmm.
But and like but then would they put it in a car? I don't know. There's just like I see there's like furniture kind of moving some sort of furniture and putting a what's the word? A blanket over something.
Yeah.
And as they were like, it could and it's saying if they drop bomb. And this is the thing, is like, are you really gonna go? I mean, I drop things a lot, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be the
Yes.
person. I actually I can do very detailed work, yes. But if somebody has to it's not gonna be me because I'll be bumping on things.
Yeah.
And it's like with the bomb, you drop it, you die, period.
Yeah.
Like because it explodes. But think about it saying the amount of it's saying okay, so the other thing is say there's a port. It's a city. It there's a the one of the most famous beaches, maybe the most famous beach in the Netherlands is right there, is right at The Hague. It's called Scheveningen. Scheveningen, is that right? Anyway, but the point is that there's
Mm-hmm.
a thing where it could have come right. So it's relatively easy. Is that right? But
Right.
think the
They,
government they're
yeah.
like no because no saying where was it if you had come to say Rotterdam is the famous port that they have there, but it's saying no, there's a lot of like they would check it more. The Hague, it could
Right.
be somebody has it's a boat has a it's a boat from boat to boat, or they pretend that they're like it doesn't look suspicious. So anyway, how the explosive may have come in. So they put in this thing. They were living. Okay, tell me they were living as
Mm-hmm.
eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Words could it be rough?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry to
Mm-hmm.
say I feel bad almost because I don't want to say that everything is at our but
Yeah, yeah,
but
it kind of is at this point, isn't it?
because
It's
okay
like,
and so because of course it's like this is perfect if you want to harm the Dutch, right? You go
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to The Hague, to the place that's beautiful and it has all the I don't know if the kings they are. I know there's a royal gardens right there, but I don't know I don't know where they live, but I just don't need to know really. But the point is, it's right. This is it's a commercial center and commercial government center. So that's
Mm-hmm.
right. So they of course that would send a big signal. Also the Hague because of the ICC also.
Right.
Right. So
Right.
the justice in general, it's a big and also more somebody I have to tell interesting. So somebody on the comments said that I was there in The Hague not knowing that Mark is from there and
Yeah.
apparently he lives there. I don't know now he's in Brussels because of his job, but that's his home. So
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
right, I'm sure they're
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, that's his hometown. I'm gonna hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
Ding,
go
ding,
after
ding,
Mark.
ding.
Are you sure? Are you sure? No, I don't think so. So really,
Yes.
um, okay, so all right, okay, so
No, you
stuff.
nailed it.
So that's it. So is it okay? Let me ask because I feel I don't want to be unfair. I don't want to be like unfair.
To
So
Russia.
yeah, just let me ask. Was it off?
Yeah, they're the ones that have the most skin in the game right now to do all these
Oh, interesting.
attacks.
Okay, it tells me this is really fascinating. Okay, so wow. Okay, wow, I got information. Interesting. Interesting. So wow.
Ask and you shall receive.
Wow, so that's interesting already. So okay, so wow,
Tell me,
so
tell
that's
me,
what
tell
I
me.
got. So I got. So I've been, of course, I'm very familiar. I pay a lot of attention to those kinds of news for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, no. So, 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 uh, recently when we read all about those acts of sabotage by Russia in Europe, they always pick people from different nationalities because they're having, I read this thing, oh, just, I don't know, I read so much, I don't remember where exactly, but I read something like that it was from the UK saying that Russia is now having trouble getting Russian agents into the UK because now everybody's hyper monitored, right? So this is
Right.
just not the UK, but it's saying, of course, the Dutch have always caught, they caught them for the most part,
Hmm.
right? They know what you're about. So I see, and it is giving me a very specific nationality, even though I had seen it before, but I have to just say it.
Hmm.
So there's a Russia house in one of the countries where they meddle is Spain, because there is a separatist region called the Basque region.
Hmm.
So there's the Basque and there's the Catalonia, where Barcelona is. So I think these are, I believe there's a separate, is that right? These are separate regions, but for some reason I feel like, I don't know why I got Basque. So Basque region, so those people from Spain were sent to the Netherlands to be working for, to follow the orders of Russian intelligence, and they didn't know because they did not go to KGB Academy. If had gone to KGB Academy, would not explode things so easy. Huh? So, so I think they were not as experienced because
Hmm.
Spain, they had the harsh civil war. I think they're pretty good at like they catch criminals, they catch a lot of those terrorist type people, I think. Okay,
Hmm.
so it's not such an easy country to be like, hey, I'm just training, just making some bombs over here, whatever, stuff like it's not, it's, I'm sure that not that I would ever try, but like if you want to do a bomb, it's not so easy, right? And you need space.
No.
And this is the thing about, now I was thinking of Ireland, right? Like when they were trying to make these bombs, it was always in the countryside. They had the area where they had the training camps or whatever, but it was the countryside and it wasn't like, so they could make the mistake, even if they
Yeah.
got hurt, it wasn't like an area that would bring attention.
Right.
But see, these people, they say they went to camp once. I was telling handler one time, but not in, they said, okay, go send him because we're in a hurry. They figured out, no, Spanish people, passionate. No, you do not send the Spanish people, passionate people, talk loud, smoking. No. So, so that's what I think, that it was under a different nationality. I don't know why Basque
Yeah. Yeah.
sounds,
Yeah.
I don't know, does it, that's what I'm getting. There's some other, that's what I think for some reason. I don't know why.
Hmm.
And that they were like illegals in the sense that they were living, they had covers. They were like had a different job, they did different things.
Yeah.
And because they were EU citizens, right? They can travel easily among, they don't need a visa. I don't think,
Hmm.
right? You can just
Hmm.
get a job. So they were living in, say, in a residential area, like not in an area that would attract attention or, right? And it's saying it's an area where there's a lot of, because in The Hague, there's a lot of diplomats, a lot of people from
Yes.
different countries who live there.
Hmm.
So it's not as if people are like, oh, are you from Spain? How weird. Huh.
Right.
There's people who are speaking Spanish over here. What the hell? Huh. It's like nobody, right? It was just like a
Right.
normal thing. So I
Yeah.
got this. And then I also got that there was a landlady that they rented this apartment from an older woman. I was always thinking, tell you what's a bitch, you were a little bit strange. I was thinking they were a little odd, but it's okay. So then they will have something to say about them.
Hmm.
So that's what I got. Really, that's
Hmm.
it. That turned out to be more than I expected. So
Exactly.
wow. So how long is it? Are they who are they gonna? What's the deal, Karina? Do you gonna do we? What happens next? What happens next?
What
Um,
happens next? You mean if they're going to connect it, or what happens?
well, what it's like, okay, because I said what happens next, meaning how is the investigation? So I got something already. I got like as I asked the question.
Yeah.
Right? So how is this going to be solved? Is essentially the question. And I see they examined the bodies because the people who
Hmm.
died are likely
Yeah.
the one of the bombs. The people who are living there is not complicated. And then they trace, and then I
Hmm.
see again a mark because it says you went to my hometown to try to put the bomb.
Hmm.
And then and I see there's another act of war because again, I don't know why I see the same thing. They were likely connected to our for intelligence using these other people from other countries. So
Yeah.
so uh so so that's what I
Hmm.
got. So
Mhm.
that's going to contribute to them saying something. But
Yes.
yes, it's like an act of terrorism that's like happened. Okay, and it's saying wow, I see that they already will have had I think they could have caught the person. I don't know. I think they're going to quickly find the original plan, that they
Hmm.
were foreigners and they had contacts with another government.
Hmm.
And they had this, and it's saying it's a place they were planning to bomb. So what is it? I'm getting a place. What is it?
Not too far from there.
Lion Museum. Okay, so what is it? I see the place. I saw this. Where is it? There's a place that has a lot of flags. Oh, I've seen it. What is it? I see there's a monument. I forgot the name of it, but when you take the little thing, the train, um, there's this place where there are these. It's somewhere. I think it would be in the middle of The Hague, where. Oh, I see. Where is that? Like it's okay. I have to go back to my guide here. Uh, to
Hmm.
find it. But it's so is it should I even say Ukraine? Is it to it because I don't want it to be like no, in other words, doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily matter what it is, like where I see here because it's just a site, I don't know, who knows, but it's a building. I remember exactly because I got lost there when I was trying to get to the museum.
Hmm.
Uh, uh anyway, it's right across from the area that has the Maurits House Museum. Long story, but it's a central area that would
Would
really.
impact a lot of people.
Yeah, and it would be very visually impactful.
Right.
It's right before like where there's this huge castle, where there's a
Hmm.
lake, where there's like it's this pathway to all of the government buildings that's very beautiful. It would be sort of like the entrance of some Central Park or something, the equivalent, or except that there's the government buildings right there. So that's what I thought that they wanted to take it to, something like that. So anyway,
Hmm.
so at least if there's anything good from this is that it happened and less people died than they had planned.
Right.
Okay, so
Yeah. And it
okay.
just gives them more proof because their connections will go right back to the trail of the
Mhm.
cells all over the world.
Wow. Okay. So, and it's kind of, do you have anything? I'm sorry, I talk so much.
No, I mean, I picked up the bigger picture. You were good. You were given all the details, which that's what we want to hear anyway. So I got the same thing.
Okay.
And it did connect me to the things that I had been seeing too.
Okay. All right. Okay. So let's, okay. So 1 second, and then we'll move to the next topic. Okay, guys. So I took just a pause, just talking to Karina about things, and then because I was in The Hague really for a few days in October for like about almost a week. I didn't do as much as I could have, but the place. So I had mentioned, Karina said that you did talk about it, that I had seen the place where I thought they wanted to put the what I think is this bomb. So when I was walking, so right here, it's this big palace structure, and here, so right. Honestly, I don't remember the name of the streets, and I was telling Karina, it's just going to take too long for me to find it in the guides or whatever. So there was a structure here. There was sort of like a modern thing. I got lost there because I wanted to there's a museum which is right here, the left. There's a famous museum with old master paintings that I liked. They're called the
Hmm.
Maurits's house or something like that. Okay, so and right here, the opposite end, it's like I thought in order to get here, you can't walk from inside. You have to go around it, this lake thing. So right there, for some reason, I felt like this is where they wanted to put this bomb thing because it would be imagine if they destroyed this like part of this palace, or
Hmm.
it will be really like really classic terrorist thing to do. So 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 that's that. Okay, so that was that I wanted to share. Now let's go to the other topic, which is Syria. Syria. So so wow, Assad. So I don't know where we supposed to, I think I said that it would happen this weekend, but it's not like at this point there was already a lot of stuff happening. It was gonna happen. I think it's pretty close, even if you like
Yes.
quote, not
It's pretty,
strike it, right? It's
yes.
pretty clear that something's gonna happen. So 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 now, oh my God, what a big, well, really? You saw that coming? Whoa, no, but at that point again. So now what's interesting is that yesterday there were comments that said, "Oh, I just saw that, but Assad died in a plane crash," and I was like, "Oh, really?" I wasn't getting, not that I don't know would say, but I just didn't necessarily have this feeling that it had happened, and so it turns out today that Moscow said that they gave him asylum, that he is in Russia,
Yep.
Russia now. So the
Yeah.
good people, everybody connected. So so anyway, so there he is in Russia. And now it doesn't know, we know a long story. Forget about him, who knows. I think, Corinna, I remember we said it was like it's possible he could go to the Hague eventually, right? I think it's
Yes.
right. Yeah, so down the line, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think at least he's out of there. Now, what I find interesting is that our friend Tulsi, she loves Assad, though she was always like, oh, she was an apologist of Assad. And as we know, Russia propaganda was always pumping Assad, always saying that, oh, because he's as we talked about before, he's an Alawite connected to Hezbollah and Iran, and they are all
Mm-hmm.
friends, right, with Russia.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
Tulsi likes Assad. No, he good man.
Yes.
Good man. So
Uh,
then here, what's the funny news here is Tulsi Gabbard trolled by critics after Assad regime collapses in Syria. So what's the story? And then John Bolton, of all people, he was like, well, he's a neocon, but he said on CNN, he said, you're gonna go over there in the archives, they're gonna find she's on the payroll. She's on the payroll. He said it. But
wow.
I think honestly, the thing is with this regime, they were so broke that they were basically, it was Iran and Russia who supported them. So actually, I don't think she's gonna be on that payroll. She's on
No.
other, I think it's probably the Kremlin, right? So anyway, so how the question is, how is Tulsi feeling today about Assad? Is she going to say hello, go to for bar today? I go to Moscow. Imagine I could totally see her saying, "Hi guys, today I'm in Moscow celebrating. Here's President Assad's birthday. We're gonna blow a candle. Hi, Assad. Hi, this is Ozma. Hey, say hello. Hi, Ozma. How's it going?" So they're here, they're good to see you guys. Stay strong, okay? It's gonna be okay.
Stay strong.
But like, but so what's up with it? Like, how is she really think? Because she's so brainwashed. She's so bizarre, this woman. So how is she? I just want to know, how is Tulsi feeling now that Assad is been shipped to Moscow? Wow, I see that she cried actually. I see her.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay, Priscilla. Don't worry. It's me, Tulsi.
It's me, Tulsi.
I told you, I believe you, Mr. Assad. I'll help you out, okay? Just be strong for now, okay? So really, like what? No, I see that she's sad. She's sad. She's
Mm-hmm.
sad.
Mm-hmm.
Sad. Okay, sad today.
Yeah. I
Wow.
picked up the same thing. She was gasping for air. Like, yeah. So that would go along with crying. Yeah.
Wow.
I think her gravy train is ending.
No, but Queen, I'm actually, this is the thing about her. Maybe this is why she's capable of keeping that face. She believes it.
Yes.
That I think she's brainwashed to the point where she's like, no, I'm doing something good for the world. My name is
Mm-hmm.
Tulsi, and I think so what that, well, 50,000, apparently he killed like a million, or I don't know how many people they killed, but he killed 500,000 bad people, and it's okay because we're gonna make it right. Gonna make it right. Like there's something about her. She knows. Of course, she's an eight. And someone the other day said, "Oh, Rose, do you think Tulsi Gabbard is an asset of Russia?" And I was like, "Wow, why do you think? Do you think that Russia will be celebrating her on television, on their television, for no
Exactly.
reason? Do you think like honestly Randall's like, oh, here, let's go, Rose is like investigator television.
Yeah.
Here. No, they only promote people that promote them. It's kind of
Right.
like simple. Why would they promote?
Yeah.
So
Somebody that's fighting against it. Yeah. No. Mm-mm.
and I get this not flash forward, I guess, of her being okay. So she goes to the FBI, grabs her. She's like, They're like, okay, Chelsea, here's your communication with this Russian guys. It's your trip, and it's how much money. She's like, okay, well, I did it, but there was a reason. There was a good reason. I was doing it for the right reasons. I was going to help the world.
Hmm.
American capitalism is hurting people, and you know what? It's okay. You know, it's just you guys. It's going to be okay. You know, it's okay. President Trump is going to do the right thing. He listens to Mr. Putin. They're like, you do understand that you pledged you the pledge of allegiance when you joined the military, remember?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, how did they don't know the right, they don't know what they're doing. They're not doing the right thing. And they're like, you know what? Millions of people died for that flag, and millions of people sacrificed themselves, but there you are throwing them in the trash. How does it feel? Well, I think a lot of people would beg to differ. They have a different interpretation of the events. Okay. So, uh, like she's just completely, I think it's that she's totally brainwashed.
She's completely programmed.
Yes, it's not because, some of those people, they're driven by money. They just say there's compromise, ego, and money. I think she believed it. She
Yeah.
completely believes it. So she's totally brainwashed. I don't think they
Hmm.
have to do, even she would do it for free. She completely believes it, and she thinks she's doing a great thing for the regime, whatever. I don't say for Mother Earth, but
Yeah. Yeah.
she,
No, you could say it.
she's like, oh, and she's going to, because it's saying, "See, I'm going to be buried in the mosque in the pantheon of Russian heroes. It's okay. I'll be fine. I'll be happy. I know they will understand how much I have sacrificed to push forward the cause or something." And she believes it. She's totally like she'll never not do something they ask, and that's why, of course, they were pushing her to be the director of intelligence. Well, so
There would be no blockages there.
wow, that's right. No, it's saying there's she's not even get no, she's not even going to get to the point where there's not going to be a hearing. No, don't worry.
Oh
There's
God, no, no,
no.
no, no, no.
Okay,
Yeah.
so okay, so that was that about Tulsi Gabbard Assad. Now here is so this is an interesting thing here about Syria. So guys, I recommend if you have questions about this regime, or I read this book, I listened to it, I forgot that I had listened to it. It's called Assad or Will Burn the Country. It's the book. So it's a story. It's a journalist, I think it's an American journalist who was there until 2015 or something. So it's the different stories weaving together all the stuff that happened. It is so
Hmm.
even if you could say, okay, well, the dictators in the Middle East, they, when they go down, it's terrible. But Assad, it's just the stuff that he's done. I don't think, honestly, I don't think it compares to like anything else, because what happened, this is what it was clear to me once I read this book again. I guess I forgot before, is that so he belongs to this minority sect that is at most 15% or 20% of the population in Syria. So what he did, he went after all the other groups. So everybody
Hmm.
else that was not one of him, was not from Damascus or the coastal cities of Latakia or something. There's another one. Is that something like that? So he would literally bomb all the cities that they took back, because the cities they have bombed so savagely, used chemical weapons. He literally,
Yes.
anybody, if you're from that town, he's gonna gas your ass. He's gonna
Yes.
like, he didn't care. He was like, you know what, you were like, because you were Sunny, right? And then the Sunny,
Right.
the Sunny Muslim, like, it's not just that they were Sunny, but they're like, whatever, you don't like me, I'm gonna gas you. So so it was his own people, his own country. He didn't
Yep.
care about them. He starved them. It was just like horrific. It really was awful. I think it was worse than Saddam Hussein. I think it was worse. It is just like unbelievable. Okay, the stuff he does.
Yes.
Yes, you could say, oh, but the women didn't have to wear the hijab, right? With the scarf. Okay, maybe not, but is that enough?
Right.
Like,
Right.
is that
Right.
really worth it? And then the other thing was that his family owned all the businesses in the country. So if you want to do any business, anything with anything, you had to give a percentage to a member of his family in a way or
Yep.
another. Cousins, all kinds of cousins. So it was a mafia state owned by the family. And his dad was the president before for 50 something years. The entire family ruled. And this is the end of the rule. So this guy now, the guy here, the point I'm making about this is that now the person who is the head of the rebels now is this man Al-Julani. And before this, and back in the day, he was formerly associated with Al Qaeda and ISIS. Yes, yes.
Hmm.
But and people are like, oh, do you want it to be like ISIS or Taliban? I was like, No, but that doesn't make sense. It's like so anyway, but the point is this. So this is the question. I look at him and I don't, and even the stuff he's saying, he's like, no, let's not do revenge. We don't want, he seems like he has learned something. He may have changed. I don't know. I think he's better than Assad for sure. And you could see this all over the world. They're celebrating
Yes.
the fact that Assad went down. And this thing is not, they're not faking. Like all over the world, all the Syrian immigrants all over the world, they're celebrating. It can't be like it's true. Like they are celebrating. Like
They
it's
are.
they
Yes.
like it. They're happy about it. People were very unhappy because if you were not Alawite and pro Assad, it had to be both. And the people like honestly they were beaten, they were tortured. They said they had to lie. They had to say no, it was like some other terrorist that hurt me, not the government. Like they had to, it was so awful. It was just so awful. So
Yeah.
I got a good Karina also. I kind of get a feeling. I don't get a terrible feeling about this guy. No, I don't.
No, neither did I.
So let's ask this question. Is this guy Al-Julani better than Assad? And what's gonna happen? Let's say this, what's gonna happen to Syria in the next 5 years? And what about what's Al-Julani? What is it like? And then what's gonna happen to Syria in the next 5 years?
Hmm.
Okay, tell me what you pick up, Karina.
Well, once again, I'm getting the bigger picture. And kind of what I picked up before, where, doesn't matter the former groups he was part of, he's whatever he was part of, he enjoyed the camaraderie and he feels that with the people. Now that this has happened, and I feel like he's actually going to take them forward in a way that's different. Obviously, he doesn't have that, he does not have that brutal chemical weapon my own people. Now I can't say what he's done before, but this is what I'm picking up for moving forward. So I don't really get more than 2 or 3 years ahead.
Okay. So let me know when you're and
Yeah,
then I'll
go ahead. Go
yeah.
ahead.
No, go ahead if you have more to say, Karina, because then I'll say stuff that I got.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so no, so I got more, but then it's like I this is like a subject, the Middle East stuff as I've studied, like I'm into it, right? Like as you know, like
Yes,
I'm sorry.
yes.
So I saw that so I had talked to somebody before about Syria. This is before Assad fell. I saw that Syria would be split into different countries. And then I see this that there's uh the president of Turkey has been openly involved in the situation because part of Syria is already controlled by rebels financed by Turkey. So I see that he's going to take part of the north, the part where he's already is part of that. He's going to take some of it. And then I see because the Al-Julani already said publicly today, he said something like, uh, don't be, everybody is from here. We're not going to go after anybody except if you're from Hezbollah or Iran. These people are not our friends. He said it. And we know that the important thing is that uh, Syria, that's Hezbollah and Iran were huge friends of Syria, of Assad. And
Right,
they helped, like once they got control of Syria, they had ports, they had a lot of things. I mean, they had ports in Lebanon too, but it was a way to transport weapons from Iran to Lebanon. So it was very good for Hezbollah. Now that this guy, so also Saudi Arabia, I see that likes him too because they hate Iran.
mm-hmm.
So Iran got people were okay with Hezbollah in Iran until they meddled in the Syrian civil war and they bombed a lot of Sunnis, really.
Right.
So
Right.
the Sunnis got mad, and the Sunnis got money because they could be Turkey, it could be Saudi. Turkey and Saudi Arabia are not very good friends necessarily. They have
Mm-mm.
differences of a government, and so Erdogan supposedly is connected to Muslim Brotherhood. This kind of long story. So
Right.
Saudi Arabia hates it because what Saudi Arabia and countries like the Gulf Arab countries want is those monarchies, right?
Right.
It's and the Muslim Brotherhood is the opposite. It's all about the people. It's more like socialist, quote unquote. But the point being here that the party that this guy Al-Julani is gonna be kind of like essentially a spokesperson for Saudi
Hmm.
Arabia and Turkey in different ways. So he's gonna negotiate with them, and he's gonna be open. Does it make sense? So it's kind of like Syria is gonna stop being influenced by Iran and Russia, and is going to
Hmm.
then become influenced by Turkey and Saudi Arabia.
Hmm.
And therefore, there's going to be shifts. But I still feel like they're going to have universities. They're not. I don't feel like because this is Turkey. Turkey is known as a country that even though it has Islamist tendencies, they don't want it to be a country where women have to wear the black
Right.
the slit. No,
Hmm.
and I see that they're going to be pushing for that, where there's going to be education and
Hmm.
they want
Hmm.
it saying it's like a new project in the Middle East because I see that people got fed up with the Hezbollah thing,
Yeah.
the Hamas thing. So I don't see. I feel like that's kind of like there's
Hmm.
a lot of energy
Yeah.
in this,
Starting anew in a different way. Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So, but eventually, I do think that they're going to split, or maybe like another Turkey's going to have more influence in the north. I don't know, but that's what I feel. So it's going
Hmm.
to. So let me ask this: is there going to be massacres like in? Is there going to be a civil war in Syria, or is it going to be peaceful for the next 2 years? Let's say.
I think it's going to be peaceful.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I see that there are going to be like occasional situations.
Hmm.
I don't blame them, to be honest, where people who are the jailers, the torturers, they're going to be found dead.
Yeah, that kind of stuff, definitely.
But I wouldn't blame.
Yeah.
I could see that happening, right?
Yes. Yeah.
You
Of
can't,
course.
right? There's people like you can't. They're like forced to do things, but when you do that kind of stuff, when you're like, it's called the Mubarak uh
Yeah.
system, where there was all these. Essentially, it was a state that had a lot of like it was like East Germany, where everybody was listening into everything you're saying, and if you criticize the government, you get tortured and killed and stuff. So those people that were in that system, they may suffer, but that's okay. I mean,
They
right?
may they they may suffer their own fate, what they did to other people.
That's right. But it's not,
So
yeah,
you
but it's
can't
not
really
that's
yeah,
right. Thing it's not like it was before because with Assad it was like random people pretty much. So
right. He did
so
it to innocent victims, innocent people,
that's right.
where those guys that kind of, I'm sorry, but do unto others as you would do unto yourself. So you kind of can't say anything when it happens to them.
Hmm. Okay. So that's good. So that's okay, right? For now. That's and I see interesting. I do just a parting comments about Syria. I do see people because Syria, what happened, the civil war came as a result of the Arab Spring, where teenagers wrote something. This is how hard it was. They wrote something against the government on a blackboard. They were tortured and killed. The teenagers.
I
That's it. Yeah.
know.
And that's made the population angry.
Yeah.
And they started to get angry and to cause stop the birth brutality, stop like, and that's how it all went. And I see that was once when it's like the population had a dream about Syria, and I see that they're going to have to be closer to fulfilling it. So that's nice. No, that's
Yeah.
nice. Okay. So, all right. So that's it, right? That's it, right, Gwen, for now?
Yes.
All right. So now, Gwenda, so this next topic, can you can talk about, because I know is, drive me, makes me a little nervous.
Yes, I
Well,
know. What do you want me to say?
no, just like because, okay,
Do you
I
want
guess,
me?
oh, or should I, okay, let me talk about it so quickly. So I
Do you?
was going to, I'm onto it. I just be like, what a blue sky. I'm like, whatever. I'm him there. It's fine. I don't interact too much. Long story. Just so I found this thing. about an executive order that in September Biden had resigned. So it was something that was this, I guess, was in place since 2018. And so in September of this year, September 9th or something. So you have so these executive orders have to be, here it is. It was issued on September 12th. So every a few years, every couple years, they have to be resigned in. So I wanted to just bring into, so it was, I guess the reason why I'm like kind of hesitant is like there's not, it's not like there is a question, but this is more of a piece of a puzzle that will help people feel more, I don't know, at ease, right? We're gonna, is that
Right. Do you want me to say what came to me, or?
yeah, go ahead. It's just because so just maybe just get, maybe I'll tell the point and just and then you
Yes.
can talk, say it all. So the point, so this, I have the links here of the executive order, but then there's one article that explains the most important point. The most important point is that there's 45 days from the day, I think I should read that, Corinne. I think that is important for some. Let me just, okay, stop. Just because this is such an important point that I need to
Yes.
show you this.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it is, because
Okay.
that's what
So,
Kate.
okay, did I, hold on a second, let me find it again. And then where is, okay, so let me, okay, so now here is the summary of the so Executive Order 13848. Okay, so Executive Order is a significant directive aimed at safeguarding the integrity of U.S. elections. This order was established under the authority of the International Emergency Economic Powers. Blah, blah, blah. It declared a national emergency to address the unusual and extraordinary threat posed by foreign interference in U.S. elections. So here it was signed again on September 7th, 2024. Now, this is the detailed provisions, and this is the most important part here is the first paragraph. Assessment of foreign interference. Within 45 days after U.S. election, the Director of National Intelligence, in consultation with other appropriate executive departments, must conduct an assessment of any information indicating that a foreign government or its agents have interfered in the election. Oh, and this is when they will issue sanctions and such. So the important thing here is that is the 45 days. So 45 days, if we count so it was November 5th, right? Karina, the date of the election. So December 5th plus 15 days, that's December 20th.
Right.
So they have to do something within that time. So by December 20th,
Right.
so it's just that it aligns. Oh, and now remembering, Karina, how did this discussion come up? Because we were talking about December, right?
Yes, and I told you what had been seeing or what has been coming through, and I was afraid to say it. So since the election, I have been getting the same message, and I didn't want to put it out there on a video because I know it's very controversial to say it. And then even I was a little nervous to tell Rosie because I just wanted to make sure it kept coming in. And you guys have heard me say before, which I used these words. I used unprecedented times and uncharted waters. Because I keep getting the same message that not to worry about the 17th as much, because I know people are fixated on this date of certification. So I keep getting the same message over and over that not to panic, just in case it doesn't, like something with the certification doesn't, stopped on that day. I've been keep getting this, don't worry, it's all okay, because once it's shown that it's interference and it's an act of war, because that's what it is, things will change. So I was telling that to Rosie today, and that's how that conversation came about. And that's when you said, oh my God, Karina, you got to look, this 45 days. So, just remember, things may not play out exactly how we think they're supposed to play out. That's one thing I think that is important to remember, that we just have to keep the faith, knowing this is going to come out.
Okay, so do we have, okay, so is there anything else we should say? I mean, that's because I just thought was like, wow, this exists. But we still saw, right, Corinne? It was still looked into whether NATO is this, does this mean that we're
Hmm.
gonna do it or NATO's gonna, we still see it tied to NATO actions. Okay,
Absolutely.
right?
Yep, we still see NATO doing it first
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
then us following up. So, I mean, it's still going to play out pretty much the same. It's just that I don't think we should get so tied up in the dates and what we think
Mm-hmm.
are the legal ramifications, because I think at this point, things are way beyond the scale of what is normal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This has never happened before. That's why I kept getting, we're in unprecedented times and uncharted waters. So I'm going to just stick to that. Because we are. I mean, we couldn't write this script if we wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. So, okay, so all right. So that's it, right, Corinne, for
Mm-hmm.
this for today, right? And I'm getting
Mm-hmm.
as we were getting ready to pause recording here, I just what I'm getting this like sense of girl's gonna heat up this week. It's gonna be like hot, hot, hot. That's what I got.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, wow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get it,
Yeah.
Corinne, too?
Oh, that's the energy I've been feeling. I've just been like, just, I can't stop tapping my feet when I sit down. It's like I'm just full of this anticipation, this
Mm-hmm.
energy. I can feel it coming back.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
no,
woohoo. Yeah.
yeah,
And it's
interesting.
a roller coaster.
Okay.
It is a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay, all
Yeah.
right. Okay, so that's it, right, for today, for now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, guys. So thanks for watching,
Thank
and
you.
we'll see you tomorrow. This hot week, happening week, I think.
Hot week. Bye.
Bye, bye. Have a good evening, and talk to you guys very soon.